Salutations. Welcome to another installment of your favorite podcast, the Dell Ryan Report. I am Ryan Humor, and
hey, it's the ever so clever, the man with many endeavors, your favorite podcast host, Mr. About Dell Time. What's popping?
Man, you know, dog, I feel like we just took a much needed L. You know what I mean? I feel like the Warriors, we just took a much needed L, you know, and I'm good though. I'm good. It be like that sometimes. That's life. You know, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know if it was a much needed L. I don't know if that would be the term I would use, but I will say, just to speak on the Warriors game, we just came to the party late, man. We showed up to the party late. You know, and it was we were anxious. It was one of those moments where, if I was to put it in any kind of metaphor, we wanted to get to the party early to get at all of the chicks. We wanted to get there early. We wanted to see all of the chicks. We wanted to show all our outfit. We wanted to, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to have it popping. So we got ready way too quick. But for some reason, all of the shenanigans put us into a position where we still got to the party a little late, or at least was able to enjoy the party a little late. And then one of our main components got kicked out the club. So you know what I mean? So now we under, you know what I mean? Now we don't, and he was the nigga that drove. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to worry about how to get back home too. So, you know, we just showed to the party late. The nigga who drove got kicked out and he went home. Now he stayed, but he didn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't much more he could do for us.
It's an intentionality. It's intense. Nah, man, you know, the reason why I said it was a much needed L was because sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta be humble, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's only so much that we could do. Like, Jokic is raw, right? And there's only so much the Warriors can do to just come in and just like sweep a team, right? Like, you got Steph Curry come off the bench, pool party balling. Draymond been getting his Draymond on, and I mean, he ended up fouling out. And the way I see it, the thing is this: like, if Draymond doesn't foul out, then like we probably go into OT. I can't say we win, but we go into OT, because the problem is, like, once Draymond's out of the game, like, his obviously, like, he does a lot of things you can't see on the stat board. If you watch the play or whatever, when Jokic goes in and pitches it out, when you see Otto Porter come over and double team Jokic, he's out of position. Mm-hmm. Draymond doesn't come out of position like that, because he knows there's a shooter in there. He just has better game awareness. So it's like we literally probably would have went to OT if the dude that was driving us home didn't get kicked out the club. But you know, in the beginning, I kind of had and Steve Kerr said it best during the timeout, like what you're saying, like, yo, y'all just a little bit too anxious. Like, y'all gotta calm down. Like, I know y'all want to win the game, but look, y'all gotta breathe. Like, you gotta relax. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, they was like really trying to give us that game, but it would just come so far off at certain times, and they role players were stepping up and their crowd was in it. So I'm not that surprised. Now I want to say it was a much needed L, because sometimes you need a little bit of humble pie. Like, oh, all right, we happy to be here, but this is the playoffs. We do gotta punch them in their mouth a little bit. And I think we get to close out at home anyway, right? The next game is
we get to right. Sometimes I think we do that shit just for that reason. Like, sometimes I feel like we'll lose because we done been in this position so many times. It feels like we'll lose a game in the playoffs just to take it home, just to be like, yeah, we whooped you here, just so the intensity is just so much more. We really bang on you at home, every one of our fans. Because I mean, another thing to pick up is just how deep the Warrior following was, even in Denver. You know what I mean? In a sea full of black and yellow jerseys. I mean, to see such a big Warrior stance within the stadium, within the Ball Stadium, was wild, you know, or the Ball Arena was just wild. So I think when we take it back home, the power of the Chase Arena will electrify this game. And of course, I think it's going to be just even a more intense game. Curry's going to go off. Clay went off. You know, Clay I gotta say, two players that did not disappoint were Klay Thompson and Wiggins this game. They were on, and I'm going to, and I will even say Draymond. Draymond didn't disappoint because Draymond do what Draymond do. He was still a floor general out there, but I feel like for Klay came out balling. Klay kept us even in the game within that earlier just run that the Nuggets had. And Wiggins just steady play, just doing exactly what you need from him, not doing anything out of character. Everything that he was doing was just phenomenal. It was a great approach to the game. It was exactly what we needed. We didn't need a bunch of threes. We needed to get into the inside cup. We needed to get our team some kind of build up for us to be able to take that later run that we did have. And I mean, even with that later run, we put the Nuggets on their heels. You know what I mean? They might be happy about this win, but it's just like the label Death Row. Your time is coming.
I would agree. I would think that game was extremely exhausting for them because the Warriors won't quit. Like it was one point we was down 18. When we got the lead late in the fourth quarter, it was our first lead since the score was 16-17. So for a team that just won't, and we just won't go away. Joker's right. The boy Joker's had a hole in his eye. He like, man, we got an early technical. It was like, and for me, I know it's way more entertaining to take a definitive stance, but like these niggas should have did this, they should have did that, but like, nah, the Nuggets are good. So we lost. Like I don't. That's where we at, man. And then, the thing is this, bro. Like I watch a lot of basketball, right? And even when teams are playing garbage teams, it's hard to sweep, especially when like a team doesn't quit, right? So what I mean by that is, if some of y'all watch a Celtics game yesterday or the day before, if y'all listen to this now, not the game that happened on Monday, but this may fit for the game that happens on Monday, but they get kind of quit. Like you could see it, and we'll get into that, but you can see how they was like, take the game. It's good. The Warriors were never like that. It's like, we down 15? All right, we bounce back. All right, we bounce back. And the Nuggets like, bro, if y'all don't just go away, the Nuggets like, can y'all go away? Because we trying to put in all of our subs, even the niggas that ain't dressed for the game. We trying to put in the fans so we trying to go to the locker room and just chill and talk about life. They will not. The Warriors just shut up. Y'all can play the whole game. Like, bro, we made them earn. They had to earn that game, bro. They really had to earn that game.
Every possession had to work for that. Every possession was a work for possession. And I mean, you're right. We don't go away. We like that cockroaches when that baddie about to come over. We you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, I thought I put the raid out. Like, nope, nigga, I'm still here. That don't do enough. It ain't enough. Bigger, faster, badder. Nah. One thing
I think the Nuggets could look towards is be like the Warriors did all of this stuff, and the Warriors did if you check the box score is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors did all this and we still won. Like now what? But on the Warrior, and it's like we did all of this and we were down most of the game, and we're like, and was just like one jumper away or like one cut pass away from like
within 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes of the last minute. I mean, to a point where, and that's the thing about, to a point where some normal fans of a team would have walked out because they would have said, "There's no way our team's coming back in these 3 minutes," right? With the deficit being so high. But I feel like the way that the Warriors, the way that we operate as a unit, right? We're like Peyton Manning on a 4th and drive. I mean, I'm sorry, on a 1 minute drive. You know what I mean? There we go. On a 1 minute, not Peyton Manning. I'm sorry, Tom Brady on a 1 minute drive. We're coming down, and you still got faith in us. Because I mean, even them, they had to play it up like it was the last 7 seconds of the game. You know, the Nuggets could not quit. But I will say, to add on that is, their role players really, really stepped up. Morris, incredible game, played, stepped up big for them. And then the other dude that stepped up really, really big for them, the dude who be smelling Highland, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, he kind of remind me of Kamunga. That's why I was like, they kind of like twins trying to guard each other. I felt like he just had to let him know, like, yo, bro, don't ever get the same braids as me. Like, right? Don't ever.
I think the interesting thing about their team is like, as you say their role players stepped up. Like, other than Jokic, like everyone's a role player. It's almost like
because Jamal Moore,
like,
Michael Porter.
Because it's like the Celtics. Like it's like you got Jason Tatum, and then everyone else is a role player. Like
Nah.
cool.
Jaylen Brown is not a role player.
Jaylen Brown is a name. Jaylen Brown is a role player that everyone knows his name. He's a role player.
Okay,
he's
whatever.
A role player.
I don't know. I mean,
like,
he balling.
I tell you this. If Jaylen, he's balling. Role players ball. Bobby Jackson will ball. Like he's a role player. Like he's a role player, bro. Like
I just feel like they always been identified as like a duel. Like they've been considered like a duel for their team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can consider them a duel, but I mean, at the end of the day, when you be like, yo, you like the cold part is like Jason Tatum is just not getting his flowers because of what happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. So like he's just now getting his like national flowers, right? Barely. And he's like Kobe team, just like Kyrie Irving. So for Jason Tatum just now be getting his flowers, I'm not about to sit here and tell you that Jaylen Brown is not I mean, I get it. He's not a grunt. He's not the dude you sitting in to grab somebody's neck and foul him, but I'm gonna say comparatively to a Warriors team where you have like a Steph Curry and a Klay Thompson, and you could say like A2 or like level under. You could say like Draymond, and you could say Poole because Poole's still moving the play up, and the rest of everyone else is a role player. As far as when it comes to like Jokic and Jason Tatum, the nucleus, they're the nucleus, and around them is like around them. If you had to get rid of Jaylen Brown for like somebody that was equal to Jason Tatum, then you would do it. It wouldn't be like an argument like, oh, we can't get rid of Jaylen Brown because he's part of the duo. No, you would trade him for someone better. When it comes to like the nucleus, it's like you got to talk about like, you want to get rid of Jason Tatum? Hell nah. You want to get Jokic? Hell nah. Yeah. When you talk about these other niggas though, that's what I mean by like, are you replaceable? Yeah, we could probably replace you. If you're not replaceable, then I would say, I mean, he ain't earned it to me, but I'm also biased because I told you I don't really mess with the Celtics like that. So I don't really mess with them.
I got a question for you though. Just speaking of role players in their part, seeing someone like Jordan Poole have the season he's been having. I mean, we can maybe even say the last few seasons that he's had, his development in the game and how much he's gave so much contribution to his veteran players, such as like Klay, such as Steph and things like that. Do you think that this is recipe for other leagues? For other teams to develop for them to, or is this a recipe for other teams, or does this make it more appealing for players who are coming in the game and may not have a big backing or the number one trade or things like that, are trying to earn their spot on the league, to come in and back up somebody like the Warriors, where they get this additional like almost like training? Because I mean, you even heard Stephen Kerr talk about the development of the similarities that Jordan Poole has to Stephen Curry. Basically, I'm saying is being able to be trained by Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, and how it just looks in this playoff season. Do you think that that's going to be probably a recipe for more teams?
I mean, ideally in a perfect world, that's how it's supposed to be. Like your team is supposed to be good enough so that you can draft, and then like your younger players like learn from the people that are dope. That's how it's supposed to go. But usually when you draft somebody, you draft higher, you put somebody dope in charge of a whole team, and it's like, you're supposed to carry us to the promised land, like i.e. Wiggins, right? Not everyone, the consensus is very impressed by Wiggins. However, when he was on the Wolves, it was like, yo, he was drafted first, like by the Cavs drafted him first. He's supposed to take the Wolves to the promised land. Like, he's supposed to be the god. Like, nah, nigga, y'all just took me first. Like, y'all took me first. Now, if LeBron wanted Wiggins to stay over there and Wiggins could have played under LeBron instead of them trading Wiggins to get Kevin Love, then maybe Wiggins like would have got here faster than it would have took before. Ideally, that's what you want to do. Like, you want to draft people, have them play under the, like, similar, just, I mean, completely different sport, but that's like the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers thing. Like, you don't want an Alex Smith where you take him first overall and just feed Alex Smith to the Wolves. Like, you want to take an Aaron Rodgers and have him play behind Brett Favre for 3-4 years sitting there. soaking up game and being like, okay, this is how you do it. All right, now here the team is yours versus being like, here, all this shit is yours. Because at the end of the day, like I like the way Jordan Poole is balling. And it's great. It's great. And if you can get lucky enough to like draft a player like that, and then lucky enough to have a superstar like Steph Curry, that'd be like, yo, I know I'm just getting back into the rhythm. I don't mind coming off the bench. Let that young bull shine. Egos don't really work that way. So in a perfect world, yeah, Dell, absolutely. Like, yeah, let's get him. He can train under me. When I get hurt, he can go in. I'll come in halfway through the first quarter so he can get all his reps, even though I'm healthy. Great. That shit don't happen that way though, because we know how egos go. Which is why the Splash cousin is over there struggling in New York because of egos, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of where that works. I mean, I'd love to see that with more
cousin.
people. The Splash cousin, like that's what he was, nigga.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He was that once removed.
Yeah, like ideal. I mean, that's kind of what people want to do. That's the problem with picks. That's why a lot of players be like, man, fuck those picks, because you never know what you're gonna get. Like, and then people look back in the draft where it's like, nigga, the Clippers could have had Steph Curry instead of Blake Griffin. Damn, that's crazy. The Warriors could have had Vince Carter and Penny Hardaway instead of Antoine Jameson. That's crazy. Nobody knows what picks are gonna do. So people just trade the picks to get what you can now because you don't know. But when you're playing with house money, like the Warriors, when it's like, yo, we had Durant, we went back to back. Steph Curry hurt his hand. It's cold. We could take a little year off. You got bro developing the G League, doing what you need to do. And go ahead, call him on up. You call him on up and like, oh, he balling? All right, cool, bet. Like, we good. Like, he can carry the load. Happy to be here. He still got a little stuff to learn. You know what I mean? As far as like just being overzealous, like bad foul calls outside of that. But yeah, I think that would be the blueprint for most teams, but most teams don't believe in these picks like that. And then you can get a situation where like somebody's wet. Like somebody could be wet, right? In college, and they come in and it's like, I want to be like Steph. Like, nah, nigga, we don't need more niggas being like Steph. No, but like, I could really be like Steph. Nah, nigga, we don't just play defense. Just warm the bench, play D. And it's like, but bruh, you don't need no more steps. And you don't even get the chance to do it. So you got to have, everybody got to believe in that system. Like everybody, you got to have the superstar that's willing to be like, yeah, man, let him run it. You got to have a Draymond, the veteran quarterback, like, all right, yo, I trust you. Cool. Klay Thompson, I'm always willing to give up my shots. Cool. And then Steve Kerr, we're gonna pull it from G League. Great. And then somebody like Jordan Poole, who just ain't a cocky, I'm not gonna say rookie, but a cocky newcomer who just happy to be there. It's a whole village to move in that type of ball and to move in that type of blueprint. But I'm definitely happy that it's working out for the Warriors.
Yeah. It definitely is. And it's something you said that's pretty important to me is how you mentioned about the distant cousin over there in Brooklyn. And his game, you know, last night against Boston was so crazy. I've seen him lose. I'm going to ask you this. Him being knocked out of the first round, or even being in a position to where they're at a 3 and, you know, down 3 in a series, right? How bad does this look, especially after your last time you were in a playoff run, you were with the Warriors, and we're here. And how bad does it look if he doesn't make it and we at least get to the Western Conference Finals?
I mean, I think that, okay, so they did make playoffs last year. So there wasn't a direct comparison between like.
But he wasn't there. But he wasn't there, right?
KD. He
was there.
I'm pretty positive that there was a situation where like his foot was on the line. That's the only reason why like Giannis, and that there was a situation where like a 3-pointer wasn't a 3-pointer. That's barely how like they either how Giannis got past them or how they didn't beat Giannis, but he played. Right. But so there wasn't like a direct Warrior comparison. But right now, I just think, you know, this is one of those things, bro, when it comes to life where it's like you never know what the right decision is going to be. So part of him was like, if I leave OKC, people are going to hate my guts, man. It's going to be crazy. Like, they're going to hate my guts. It's going to be beef. I'm going to do what's best for me, and then dip to the Warriors. And you'd be like, all right, well, I'll do what I need to do here. I don't know. I kind of want to do my own thing. Like, I just ain't really for me. It don't feel like my thing. Whatever ego situation was going on. I'm gonna go to the Nets, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna just put the whole thing on my back. And sometimes you bite off more than you could chew. And I think all you can do, honestly, is like commend this man where it's like, yo, I mean, you tried, bro. Like, and you tried before, you tried after you made like the great decision. It's like when somebody, how do you say it? Like, it's like they said, I guess Maverick Carter, LeBron's business agent, was like, no, not Maverick Carter. Yeah, Maverick Carter, LeBron's business agent, was like, yo, he said that when LeBron first came in the league, they were like, won't you do Space Jam? And LeBron was like, nah. No, LeBron was like, should I do it? Maverick was like, nah, let's make sure you're really good at basketball first before you do movies. Like, let's get this thing done first, then do that. Because if you don't do the movie, it's a bad look. If the movie comes out bad, it's a bad look. Now we got to deal with that on top of basketball. And it's in like this really long GQ article that Maverick did. It's pretty dope. He talks about not getting paid what you're worth, getting paid what you're negotiating for. They're trying to find out how much money he made like off of like LeBron's Nike deal. It's a really good article for anyone that hasn't read it. But when it comes to those situations, it's like, well, let me just go. He may have been like, man, I want to go to the Celtics, I want to go to the Nets, I want to go to these places, but I know the Warriors got something good going on over here. Let me go over here where I know the vibe is right. Let me go work with like-minded people and then go do my own startup. That's what he did. Like, I'm gonna lead this business and go do a startup. And that's what the Nets are. It's a startup. The team is the team is new, relatively new as far as Brooklyn goes, and relatively new as far as the Nets go. I think that team has been around for like maybe 40 years or so. Right. So he went to a startup and he tried, but I can't really fault that man for that, because I can't fault him because it would be biased, because I just want him back on the Warriors. I just want him on the Warriors so that we could just be raw forever. You know what I mean? My question, I guess like a heavier question for me, the more intrinsic question would be, how does Kevin Durant feel, if at all? How does he feel like watching Jordan Poole?
Right. That and that could have been me. Or they trying to, or I know what he doing. I know that play. Like, I know that play. Like they running Hallelujah 47. Why they doing Hallelujah 47 through him?
But if I had to answer your question, like, to simplify, if I had to choose like one word that would describe like the move, if say they get eliminated tomorrow, right? And the Warriors win the chip.
Right. That's what I want to say.
One word that I could say would like describe the situation is like, it's disappointing.
Yeah. Because
for him, he would want to be either with them or be playing. And then for the media, just gonna be like, you're horrible, like you're the worst ever. And it's almost in your mind where it's like, it gets to a point. I was telling a good friend of mine this the other day, where they was trying to make a move. They're trying to make a move for a family member. And regardless of what direction they did, the family member was like not respectful of like the moves they were trying to make for this family member. And it's like, oh, well, I'm like, they're not going to appreciate you regardless. Right. So for Kevin Durant, it's like, if they're going to talk shit about you regardless, you might as well just stay on the Warriors and just collect the chips. Yeah, like just collect the chips and let Steph Curry worry about not ever being Finals MVP, right? Yeah, like you was even on a team where you didn't even have to be the villain. Like Steph Curry was getting all the eggs thrown at him while Kevin Durant was balling. Like Steph Curry ain't shit. Like, which is so weird. Like people find ways to say, regardless, like because Kevin Durant, one of those dudes, he don't say enough stuff. He's like, I'm just here to play ball, bro. But everybody hates Steph Curry. Someone's like, I hate his wife, I hate his kids. He can't get Finals MVP. He chokes. Like, so Kevin Durant didn't have to deal with none of that. Like, really. I mean, he dealt with his own stuff, obviously. I don't know that man's life. Right. And someone's like, the overall word for it would be disappointing. What would be your word for it if they get swept tomorrow in the Warriors and the chip? What's your word for the situation? How do you feel about it?
I feel like a waste of time. I feel like if
waste of time.
Like, yeah. I feel like
disrespectful, Dell.
Well, if I'm KD, it's a waste of time because time is all we got. Time is all we got, really. Time is all we got. Time is all we got. And if he goes over here and wastes his 3 years at fucking Brooklyn, you don't win anything. You literally, it knocks down all of your status. It locks down, but I mean, literally, and you get knocked out in the first round by literally someone who is considered to be qualified for you as your number two. So if you already, like, first off, you were already mad about being compared number two to LeBron. Now you number three compared to Giannis, especially if you lose and get swept, and you had Kyrie on your team. So all of these things are against you. So it's a waste of time because because and that's all it is. It's just a waste. Like all he got to do is sit back. Like, I wasted my time here. Like, especially if you never win, like, I wasted my time because you're only getting older. If we're saying Blake Griffin is washed at 33, right? Blake washed out there, the cycle machine. He was out there looking like the cycle, like your broke ass cycle. Like it's gonna get the job done. But that shit broke as hell. It make hella noise, like gassing and shit. My man was over there. I seen him run down the court one time and was gas. Literally, but he was trying.
He was trying though. He was honestly, he was one person that if he was a louder personality, I think he could have brought them together because he could have been a Draymond. Yeah. He was diving on loose balls. He had 2 threes in a row, trying to get the little heat check in. He got some solid fouls in. He was doing what he needed to do, right. But it sounds like that team, you know what's weird about it is, like, just to track back for you. They went 7 games with the Milwaukee Bucks last year in the semifinals. Right. But the thing is, like, to piggyback on what you're saying, I hate that word. Continue what you're saying. It's like Blake could have like been the dude to get him going a little bit more. Like, but I think that team, right? That team, like, even when you talk about like getting taken out by like Jason Tatum or even losing Giannis last year, it's like that team, bro, is almost just too cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost too cool in a way. And the thing is, it's like being too cool, being too cool, being too cool, bro, is solely based on the results, right? Because you could be as cool as you want to be, right? But if it all work out, then like great, you know. Like, but I think it's like levels of being too cool. Like, you could be like really cool, like, yo, we too cool, but we work really hard in here, like on some Miami Heat, Patriots shit, like, or on some like Spurs shit where it's like we too cool to pay any attention to that, and we don't even talk about nothing outside of here, blah blah blah. But the Brooklyn Nets, they like just so cool, like in the way where KD's like, nah, if Kyrie don't want to do it, you know, I'm even tripping. He do what he want to do, and James Harden like, hey, you niggas is too cool for me. Like, I'm cool, but I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go get yelled at by Doc Rivers because I can't be around all you cool ass people. I was telling somebody that the other day. I was like, yo, they was talking about like relationships and shit. And I was like, I can't date nobody that's like me because there's too much going on. I can't handle myself for only so long. They all too cool. James Harden like, bro, I need somebody to punch in the back of my head because you niggas in there just doing anything. So he bounced. Now you got Ben Simmons like, yeah, I like me over here. Ain't no pressure. It's just good. It's good. It's cool. I could just wear this. We are all black everything team, but I could wear this rainbow outfit on the bench and just stick out, even though everybody looking at me. And this is the cool part about Ben Simmons. He don't deserve none of this smoke. He don't deserve none of this smoke because if he hurt, he hurt. They traded for him, and they said that they knew he was hurt. They knew he wasn't playing. So the thing is this: if we watch Blake Griffin run up and down the court, and Blake Griffin is gas, and Blake Griffin's played 3 games since mid-March, and he's tired. And Blake Griffin played last year. Ben Simmons ain't played since last year. Ben Simmons ain't played in 365 days. You want to go in there and play defense? No, if he hurt, he hurt. Because you know what happens? You know what happens when you go in there and play because people want you to play and call you soft? Get hurt again. You know what happens, Dell? You end up like Kevin Durant playing against the Raptors. Yep. Like, bro, I don't want to play. You sure you can't play, bro? No, I love basketball. This is what I do. I can't play. You're probably all right, bro. You could probably hoop. All right, bro. I'll go out there and try. Yep. I don't even know why you went out there and did that shit, bro. You main nigga. Kevin Durant's probably like, man, if you don't want to play, I understand. Yeah, I completely get it. So, I mean, they too cool. It feels like they too cool. And I think it's one of those things too, where it's like, you can only get so much in life. Like, you can have anything, but you can't have everything, right? Like, you can have anything, but you can't have everything. Like, you can't, this old dude told me and my homie Rick Rock, we was in the cab in Seattle. And I was telling the cab driver, me and Rick was going back and forth. I was like, man, you can have anything, but you can't have everything. And old dude was like, yeah, man. In my country, we say you can't pick up 2 millions with one hand. You can't pick up 2 millions with one hand. That's a bar. And what I mean by that is, like, for Kyrie, he's a hero for people that speak up and that want to stick to their morals and everything. Like, that's what's up. He didn't have to go get the shot, and that's cool. Like, congratulations to him. However, you can't have that and have cohesion on the team. this season. It's just you can't have both. It would be dope if you could, but you can't. I think there's like an underrated part of this, right? The underrated part is the consensus to say, well, he didn't play, so the team ain't gelling, right? Team ain't gelling, they're not playing. But the issue, Dale, is that you have teams that play them during the regular season that should have caught L's that didn't get L's. Mm-hmm. You have teams that played them that got to basically take net home games off. So if people are showing up to Nets games like Kyrie ain't even here. This is our stadium. And they're just doing whatever. So the environment is already different than the Celtics. So like we own this thing. Who is Kyrie? So right. It works both ways, like not being there because your team can't win and not being there because ain't nobody scared of your team. So I have a question for you about this, man. Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. When it comes to this net series as of right now, bro, who are the two people within the organization you are the most disappointed with?
Right now, if I was to say who I'm most disappointed with out of the net series, I gotta say KD. KD, I'm two people. I know KD's one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say KD, and I'm gonna be real critical. Seth Curry.
Okay, tell me why. Tell me why Seth, first of all.
Yeah, Seth.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything. But I had more high expectations. So you asking me like, who am I disappointed on? I honestly thought, and there's still time, but I honestly thought he would have a breakout game. I said this on a few episodes back. I said Steph's going to be the X factor in a lot of these things, and I was highly expecting that. I was highly expecting him. I've seen him miss a few shots. Don't get me wrong, like he's made some shots. He made some good shots, and I'm not going to say there's some other components that go to that because he has not been getting the ball enough in his hand. But at the same time, though, demand the ball a little bit. Like, demand it. You know you got a shot. You know that you can. It was a few plays where even I watched the game last night where he was open and it was a lot of one-man showmanship and he wasn't able to really like make a maneuver or make a play. But you got to demand for that ball, man. And that's one reason why I would say I'm disappointed in him, just because I expect him. And maybe this might happen. Maybe this might be a tomorrow thing where he has his breakout game and they like, yo, Seth Curry, really just because like Bruce Brown put the team on his back. Really. He put the team on his back. That's something I was expecting Seth to do at a moment.
You felt like Steph, you felt like he put the team on his back? Like he should have put the team on his back though? Like
I feel like in him? I think he can have with all of the weapons that are on Brooklyn at this time, right? Like he's one of the ones that could easily be forgotten about. Like a weapon, it's like, oh shit, I didn't even know I forgot they even had that weapon. You know what I mean? And it's like and that's the reason why it's like I was expecting some sneak shit on him, like him to come up to, and it's like a sneaky game. Like sometimes it's not even the fact that it was the shots were as, let's say this, they may not be the biggest shots that you need. Let's say he has like 26. It's a quiet 26. It ain't even like it because the shots ain't the most impactful. Like they're not the ones that like that you need, the ones that like bring the game. But it's just like, yo, he was open and he was hitting. And it's like, those are the kind of, I'm expecting him to have like a 26-point game out of nowhere. And it's like, it's like, damn, I didn't even know Steph Curry had 26. Like, I really expect that like to happen. Like, that's what I was I was hoping to see one of those games where it wasn't even a thing where it's like everybody was cheering for when he was making shots. It's just like the shit was just happening and it just manifesting in your eye. It's Clay can do this at times. There's times Clay can go and drop 29 and you don't even know how he even dropped 29. You don't even remember it. It's like, damn, he had 29. I mean, Curry had 30, but I couldn't even remember that Clay had 29.
I'll give you that comparison. The issue is like those are two completely different levels of player. But I do know what you mean. The reason why Clay don't seem like he had 29 is because, well, first of all, there's this like Klay Thompson's release is way more crazy than Seth Curry's release, and Klay Thompson needs the ball way less than Klay needs the ball. Klay Thompson is 6'7", Seth Curry 6'2".
Right.
So it take a little bit more for Seth to get a shot off. Well, I do know what you mean by like a quiet amount of points. For me, his quiet amount would be 20 because his career average is 11. A quiet 20 for him makes sense to me. This is the issue, though. This is when I think it comes down to. I know what you mean, though. Things being drawn up for those type of people, like when a certain something is drawn up. When certain something is drawn up for like a pool, or like a certain, or Phil Jackson drop a little something for like a Sasha Vujacic that used to play with Kobe back in the day. Like other shooters, something's just drawn up for where it's like, Jesus. How the fuck did they get 17?
Yeah.
But like that's why I think the coaching is involved at, and I feel like the thing with the situation is, I'm not trying to Stephen A. Smith this and get nobody fired, but I think for what those players need, those dudes like a Kyrie, a KD, and like that whole just Patty Mills, that whole like roundabout of just ballers essentially, they need a coach. Like you can't have like a Steve Nash who like played under like a D'Antoni, like coach these dudes right now. Like that, this can't be Steve Nash's like first coaching job. Steve Nash should honestly be coaching niggas that can't score because it's like, oh, y'all go out there just get buckets, cuz like just get. It's not like he's teaching people like how to score; they can already score. So I was like, just get buckets. You know what I mean? If it was a team that couldn't, was like, look, let me show y'all how to get open. Like, let me work with y'all and show you how to create offense. They can already create offense, Steve. Like, what now? You gotta draw something up.
Yeah.
So, I hear you though. It should be, but something should be drawn up for him because he's not the type where it's like he's not the type, and Kyrie and KD are the type. KD was passing the ball yesterday, but it seemed more like it didn't seem like dimes. It seemed like deferment. It seemed like deferring to people. They used to say this about LeBron back in the day. We saw like LeBron would do it, and then LeBron would like find his hotness from it. Like LeBron would pass the ball, and like he would like Thanos from it. Like as soon as LeBron get 5 assists, those is Infinity Stones. Like and then he could start scoring. But KD was like, nah, I don't like this shot. I don't like this shot. And they're beating the shit out of him, bro. They're beating his ass. I don't know if anybody saw this, but cold part, bro, is the other day, like for game 2, they were like, KD didn't show up. He wasn't balling. I checked the stat line. I'm like, he had 26 points. What do you mean he didn't show up? Dell, he had 18 points in free throws. That means they was kicking his ass, dog. 18 points in free throws. They're kicking his ass. They're kicking his ass. And I feel like at that point, if you got a Seth Curry, but Seth also ain't Steph. You gotta draw something up for him to get his buckets off. Because right now, to your point, you're right. And I think it just goes to show, like, if that's who, because I kind of had the same idea, like, why they're not using him? But if that's who we like, yo, what's going on? If that's the situation, then we're like, yo, what's up with Seth? It's a net problem.
Yeah, it's a reach. It's a reach.
But that's the answer to the question. I respect you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was the answer to the question. I mean, the only other person I could say, and I want to get to this KD thing, but I want to talk about another person who I would throw in there just from this last game was Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond was doing a lot of like kind of like volleyball with like trying to grab rebounds. It was like a few times where it was like, bro, you could just grab that shit. Like, and for him being such an aggressive rebounder, but I can't blame him too much because with this team almost being outnumbered with size, like size is huge on the Bucks on for the Bucks. You know, they have a huge amount of size over there. So he's now where he's usually probably one of the bigger guys on the court. He's just almost mediocre. So I think you kind of small. You look kind of small out there, right? So I can't even blame him. But for KD, the reason why I say too is that it's more disappointing. And I can't, like, I know people are looking to probably hear that, oh no, what about it should be KD and Kyrie since they're the two leaders of the team. And one, you may be right. But I want to say that the reason why I don't think that KD, the reason why I don't think Kyrie's so bad, but I put a lot on KD is because it's the fact that you're going up against Jason Tatum. You're supposed to be the number 1 or the number 2 guy in this league at this time, right? And the way Jason Tatum is playing you, the way that he's challenging you, the way that he has actually stepped up. There's a lot of times people that will be evasive towards like not trying to guard the hottest guy on the opposing team. But Jason Tatum stepped right up on that and jumped up and said, this is me. I got him. And he's showing it right now. He's showing it. And while they're on this on this uphill victory. Yeah, man, like you say, he's getting his flowers. He's getting to show why he's been such an intricate part of this Celtics organization. And I think I think going heads up to someone who, one, you learned a lot of the game from. You played on the US team with, you guys shut it down in the US team. I'm sure you picked up some different skill sets for him, but then now go out and play that right heads up with him and show him, look, man, look, yeah, I might have worked with you on the summertime. We might be boys, but man, you're gonna get this business today. Really is something, you know, and that's why I say you need to step up. If that's your man's, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you my man's and we playing on opposite court, I'm busting your ass just because I can't ever be in the court and you bringing that shit up to me, talking about some, hey man, remember, because it don't even matter at that point.
I hear, like, I hear the idea of, like, of that being his man's, and shout out to one of our listeners, Bubba. He was telling me about how, like, he is like, at this point, like, Jason Tatum is like surpassing Kevin Durant, like, as the man. And I'm like, and when I'm reading my interpretation of this is like, no, because no, and I don't, this is what I mean. It's not even close. The reason I say it's not even close is because they 10 years apart.
Right.
Like Jason, I believe Jason Tatum is 24, 25 years old.
Yeah,
KD is 33. Like, it's not even close. So, like, bye. Like, this isn't like as soon as, like, hey, I'm gonna pass you the torch. Like, no, old nigga, I'm taking the torch. Like, yeah. This is my league now. I think the 20s players, look at the 30s players, like, hey, y'all old niggas doing karate. We trying to play basketball in the gym. Like, y'all got to get y'all yoga stuff out of here. Like, we trying to do our Tai Chi. Like, get out of here. So I don't even think they respect him in that way. Like, they're like, hey, what's up, KD? Like, my name's Kevin. I'll call you KD, cuz, like, damn. I feel like they don't even respect him in that way.
Damn.
So I kind of, and it's also this. I think that I don't even think it's like a pass the torch situation, because
no, it's not a pass the torch. No, Jason Tatum is taking the torch. I don't think he came out there with any intention of this is about to be a kumbaya ceremony of the torch getting passed down. He came out there on some Killmonger against the motherfucking against the Black Panther on some, is this your team type shit. That's what I mean.
Like, so all I'm saying is, like, the KD to be like, you're like, nah, that's my man. I gotta go hard. You know, talk about me in the car. KD ain't got no choice. They taking it to this man. I really want the Nets to win the series. I want the Nets to sweep them because I can't stand the Celtics fans. But if KD gonna play like this, I can't watch my mans go out like that. I can't watch him go like that. He just need more rest. Go get some rest. Him and
go
KD,
get some milk.
Go get some milk. Him and Kyrie get some milk, and then they chill out. Because right now I can't watch my mans do this. Like, this is like me watching AI on the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, just go. Hey, just don't come back tomorrow.
It's cool.
I don't want to see.
We still gonna pay you though. We still gonna pay you.
Still gonna pay you. I just don't want to see it. And it's like, it's weird because it comes down to, like, situations where they're so not doing well that, like, me and you got to find other ways to find out why they're not doing well. Like,
we sound like real sports analysis. That's how they do.
You like, well, yo. I feel like Drummond wasn't doing his best to get rebounds. Like, the nigga played 15 minutes last night. Like, he played 15 minutes and he played 15 minutes and have 4 rebounds. I mean, what do you want him to do? Like, the Celtics are all over the place. Here's the court part is this. The court part is this. Kyrie went 0 for 7 from 3 last night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So if you go 0 for 7 from 3, like, those shots cause long rebounds. And those long rebounds are out of the reach for, like, your rebounders. So that takes people like Drummond out of position anyway. For me, the two people that I would blame, the two people I'm most disappointed in. I don't blame anyone, but the people I'm most disappointed in is one person I'm disappointed in. I'm disappointed in Ben Simmons. And not because he's not playing, but just because of him not having, like, the OG awareness, the hood awareness to just not like draw attention to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you know how I don't really know how some of y'all move outside of when y'all not listening to this, but if you ever been around anybody, you ever been around the right people or the wrong people, you hear somebody say something like, hey man, you making it hot. Hey man, you making it hot, man. You making it hot. And when someone says you making it hot, what that means, like, you drawing attention to the situation. This could be anything. Like, you could be like Dell made a joke a while ago about how we talking about somebody stole 100 bulletproof vests from New York. And dude was like, hey man, just go in there and get one. People went there and took all of them. Like, you making it hot. You know what I mean? So if you've been Simmons and your team is an all black everything team, y'all all black everything, and you not playing, everybody know you collecting bread, you suing the NBA, you suing the Sixers to get more of your money back. Everybody wants you to play. I don't really think that this is the time for you to be 6'10", sitting on the bench, wearing your cross colors and the Drake lenses and the pink tint lenses from 4PM in Calabasas. Like, this ain't the time to stick out like a sore thumb. This ain't, you should just be wearing an all black suit, chilling, like, just respect me. Respect. Assalamu alaikum salam. Like, just have a bean pie with you. Like, just respect. Just be, but to be sitting there and like, I'm just here for the fries. Like, why are you? So he disappointed me by, like, just honestly, I must sound like an OG, but just being a young nigga. Like, what are you doing? And my thing is, I don't mind the way nobody dressed. I like the way the NBA players dress, because it'd be fly when Russell Westbrook was wearing a construction worker vest. Do what you gotta do, bro. But don't draw attention to yourself when people are already looking for reasons to look for you. I don't think it's a good idea. That's what I'm disappointed in. The person. And I'm second most disappointed in, honestly, man, look, I don't know how to explain this, but the person I'm most disappointed in is, I'm disappointed in Steve Nash, man. And the reason why I'm disappointed in Steve Nash is because of this. I don't want to see Steve Nash get fired. I don't want to see it. And it's going to go on his record as like being fired. And it's just not messing.
The first coaching job too.
It wasn't the illest situation for him to be in it, because what's gonna happen is he's gonna be one of those coaches where if y'all pay attention and y'all be watching the game, if y'all see the coaches, what y'all see next to the coach and behind the coaches is a whole bunch of, like, there's a whole bunch of ghosts of old coaching jobs. Like, hey, that's the one nigga from the Cavs. Hey, that's the nigga used to coach the Supersonics. What's the Supersonics? Don't worry about the Supersonics, young man. Like, you would see a whole bunch of just ghosts of players. Like, I don't want to see that one of those dudes. Like, go see the board. I don't want him to end up one of those dudes. So, but in reality, when it comes down to it, I can't even be disappointed in a lot of what's going on, because this is just supposed to happen this way. Because, bro, they ain't played together like the whole year. They ain't played together the whole year.
It shows up, and
they had to do what they needed to do. But Paul Pierce made a good point the other day where he said, Stephen, somebody asked Paul Pierce. It was Dominique Foxworth. Him and Bomani Jones were talking. Dominique Foxworth was like he's like, how do you feel about the Nets if this don't work out? It's like, well, you had to try. Ask the Nets. Like, if there's like KD wanted to come here and KD wanted to bring Kyrie, like, why wouldn't we do that?
Right.
Like, like, as far as the Nets goes, like, we tried. Know what I mean? Like, what did we have before this?
Nobody.
Nothing. So we'll take it. We'll take the good one. We'll sell the tickets. People are coming to the arena. We're gonna get some new fans. But outside of that, it's just real ugly, man. Do you feel like a lot of y'all are gonna hear this? Maybe we could talk at this point. Some of y'all are gonna hear this tomorrow, which is Monday. Some of y'all are hearing too. Some of y'all are hearing during the week. But Dell, do you think they get swept tomorrow? Do the Celtics shut it down? It's a done deal for them. Is it a wrap for these boys? Is it a wrap?
Man, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna put faith in on Brooklyn right here. And I'm gonna say Brooklyn comes out and fights. I'm gonna say KD shows why. I think KD comes out. The way he walked off the court last night, let us know that he's upset. You know what I mean? We don't see that. We don't see KD walking right off the court, like immediately walking straight to the locker room. I felt like that was a sign of, hey, I gotta come on and ball. So I think they come out and fight. I don't think it's a swept series. Also too, I mean, I just can't see the league even allowing that, with all of the fouls that's been being called so far in these playoffs and in the way that they're doing it. I just can't see them allowing a sweep to happen, just to not even give the media that take that they got swept. Because if they get swept by Boston, KD got to retire tomorrow. Like, literally.
Like, that's a take I wanted to hear.
Like he has to retire tomorrow. Like, it's over. Like, so I don't think and just because of that, like, he knows that. He's sitting there. He's so media aware that he know what's being said. So he over there like he ain't like LeBron. He don't shut everything off. Matter of fact, he takes it personal. So he's gonna take everything personal, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, they saying that shit. Oh, we gonna get swept? No, we can't go out." Hopefully, somebody just feed this nigga Kyrie because he on Ramadan. He ain't eating shit. So they need to just get that nigga a Klondike bar so he can go out there and ball. Because honestly, like nothing against Ramadan, but like, damn, I know you out there under fueled. And this is the worst time. Not to say Jaylen, I know Jaylen Brown is also doing Ramadan. I know that. I know that. So I get it. But obviously not everybody doing Ramadan
because he's a role player.
not everybody good shit. Not everybody can deal with hunger the same way. I mean, shit, me, I might be able to starve. Ryan might be like, no, nigga, I need to eat. So I mean, like at that point, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I ain't trying to blame that's why I don't even want to blame it on that. I don't even want to blame it on the non-food thing.
You can blame Ramadan if you want to. You just
I'm not gonna. I'm not
a lot of our listeners. That's respectful.
No, I got a lot of people, a lot of family members. We do this, but no. But I will say this. You know, I want to add this extra point in. I think just because I wanted to say this about Steve Nash. Steve Nash is the exact reason why this team is too cool. And it's because of this. And it's Steve Nash has been cool ever since we can remember him. Even when he was on Dallas, up until the point when he was on Phoenix, right? You've never seen him lose. You never seen him get heated. He done got fucked up on the court, then got dogged out, get up, smile it off, you know what I'm saying? And just keep playing off. So sometimes you do need a Doc Rivers, or you need a coach that's a little bit more hot-headed, you know what I mean, to get under your skin a little bit, to fuel a game like this. Like Steve Kerr, like sometimes I don't never really see Steve Kerr lose his shit, but he
be losing his shit.
I know. I was gonna say, but he be losing his shit. We know that there was a time that oh boy, I forgot oh my God, Luke Walton. Luke Walton had to actually coach for him because he was having so much heart problems. And, you know, a lot of times that's just stressing out about us and shit like that. So him being so cool, I think is a big thing. And I think you now when you say that that's one of the people that you feel like is a big disappointment on it, I can actually understand that. And it will suck to see somebody, because I have a lot of love for Steve Nash. He like one of those people, he like an Eminem does. Like he honorary black almost. Like we cool with him.
African.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying,
like,
but
he's not Eminem. He's literally African.
No, he's African. I know that he's African. He's
African.
Like
Elon Musk.
He's
African.
South African. Like he's South African Canadian. I know he got some. He got some.
He was born in Africa.
I know, but he like was raised in Canada.
Yeah, but he's not Eminem, no. Like Eminem,
like I mean, like Detroit. No, I mean he's not Eminem as in like the same personality. I mean, as in as far as like how we accept him. Like you see,
he's more black than Eminem. He's more black than Eminem. That's my point.
Fine. So maybe Eminem is like him. Whatever. I'm just saying. Like
don't disrespect Steve Nash.
Don't disrespect Steve Nash. Unless he lose. But Steve Nash needs it. But what I was gonna say was, if he does get fired, come on and just come fuck with the Warriors. We'll take you. You could be an assistant over there with us. You know what I mean? One of the assistants, because I think we should like Mike Brown over there too.
I don't think he gonna do that. But if they do catch an L though, yeah, come over here. Bring KD too.
Yeah, bring Kyrie.
Nah.
What about Claxton? What about that little dude? What about that boy? Claxton?
Just bring.
You don't like that? You don't like the dude Claxton? I like him actually. He
I don't want everybody and their mama coming over here like it's cool. We can't have all that. We can.
They gonna bring that Brooklyn energy.
Yeah, I don't want everybody. It's gonna be too cool people.
Niggas wearing Tim's.
Managers show up to new. Yeah, man. Managers show up to new organizations and fire everybody because people be too cool. You can't bring the old attitude to the new spot. It don't work that way. Right. When we talk about people going to new spots, though, man, the 49ers about to lose Debo, and you was talking about how like if KD lose, he should retire.
Mm-hmm.
If the 49ers lose Debo deal, I'm highly about to consider just being a fan of whatever team Debo go to, because I can't handle this Niners shit no more, dog. Like I can't really just deal with like this Jimmy thing and we won't pay this dude, and then I don't want to. It saddens me. It saddens me. Where are you at with this, bro?
I mean, I can't give up on the whole organization. I can't do that per se. I understand where you're coming from, though. I understand where you're coming from. It will really hurt me, and it will make me and I will talk angrily about them for a while. Even when other motherfuckers say, yeah, you're right. I'll probably be one of my like motherfuckers who love you, still jump in on some shit to join the other motherfuckers that was against you. You'd be like, damn, nigga, you was at least supposed to be with me. Like, you're right, he ain't shit. Like when Ryan used to be like, people, they'd be like, even though I love him, I tell people that he an asshole. Like, yeah, he an asshole. I literally will probably be doing that to the Niners. Like, yeah, them niggas suck. Niggas trash. I mean, I did it with the Warriors for some years when they was making bad decisions. And they was just let niggas like pass up or trading niggas. Like, why would you trade that nigga? We just wanted to get this other nigga who didn't have no skills. Like, he ain't got nothing, but we thought
no skills.
We thought
when the Warriors decided to fire Mark Jackson, they was like, we fire Mark Jackson, but we gonna hire Steve Kerr because he's a champion.
Right.
All right, I understand. I get it. But
yeah, that was one decision after a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, I didn't go on strike from that. I went on strike after the Niners have fired Harbaugh. I went on strike after they left the city because I still haven't been there. I still haven't been to Santa Clara Stadium. But my issue with the Deebo Samuel thing is like, they don't want to pay this. They don't want. He's balling. They don't want to pay this dude this money because like, oh well, you're a
rookie.
You're like you're a universal receiver running back, and you're liable to get hurt. But the issue is like y'all put them in situations to get hurt. So. Right. Like, but you gonna get hurt. So I know. So pay me like I'm gonna get hurt. Nah. But you too much of a risk. Okay, I'll go somewhere else. Like I can't wrap my head around like that amount of success, and then like us just about to take an L, about to lose him. So I'm putting the Niners on notice. Whoever needs to explain this to me, if I need further explanation about what's going on, this is fine. I'm putting y'all on notice, and I don't care if y'all care, but I know this. If y'all trade them, I'm going on strike. Again, I'm just going on strike. I'm going on strike, man. I'm not watching no games again. I did it already. I did it already for 2 years. I'm not doing it, Dell. We're not going to be garbage again.
Right.
We're supposed to be this weak ass quarterback. He's still just here, just walking around.
Just doing commercials. Willy-nilly. Getting commercials now.
Sick of him, man. I can't take this no more. And we're gonna lose Debo. We're gonna lose Debo to a team that's dope too. And they're gonna win the championship. I'm gonna be hot.
We're gonna lose him. We're gonna lose him to Denver. That's what we're gonna lose him to. We're gonna lose him to Denver, as Russell Wilson begins to start a new career over there. We're gonna lose him over there, and then Russell Wilson's gonna have another Marshawn Lynch type of motherfucker, and they're gonna be raw again.
Listen, if he went to Denver, that would literally be the best situation for me. Because for Denver, like that, Denver's a team that I really care like the absolute least about. I honestly don't have no beef with Denver ever in my life. I used to pick him in quarterback club 98. I had no beef with them. I hate every other team more than I hate Denver. Honestly, I don't have no beef with Denver. Actually, them and the Dolphins, no problems. If he go anywhere else, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot. They gonna send him in division.
What if he goes the Chargers?
I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot, bro. Right. Like down the street to the Chargers. That's what I mean. I can't handle. I just can't, bro. I can't.
What if he just get traded to the Kings?
That's cool. That's cool. If they can, man, just trade him to the Kings. That's fine with me. Just trade him the. I don't have no problems with nobody going to play for the Kings. Trade him the Kings. That's cool for me. That's cool.
Me and one of them old football, the football player niggas come out there who that's when he beat you out there just running it in, just good nigga, just taking it. He'll be Jameer Nelson.
The Kings probably need him.
So, that's what I'm gonna say.
For real. So I mean, at this point, man, I'm just they're put on notice, and I'm not happy about it. I have a question for you, bro. I know we don't have a lot of time for this topic, but I just want to know how you feel about this. And I have an interesting take about it, so I want to ask you about it. It's the people versus Netflix situation right now. Of course, like Netflix is like, hey, you saw that movie Bright with Will Smith?
Yes, I did.
Aliens and all that. Apparently, they was gonna make it Bright too. Mm-hmm. And like, we ain't gonna make it Bright no more because of Will. Me personally, I don't think they should have made it Bright 2 because that shit don't need a 2. Like, it just don't need a number 2. And then, like, I don't. But I was reading comments. People was like, Netflix is canceled. It was just a slap. They canceled Will's career. Listen, ain't none of you niggas ever requested Bright 2. So shut the fuck up. If you love Will Smith, just say that, but don't tell me that don't tell me you was checking for the Bright 2 trailer. Secondly, Netflix has lost 200,000 subscribers since the beginning of the year. Dale, I want to ask you, is this a problem or a good look?
I think, okay, so let's talk about so first off, I'm gonna say it's a good look, and I'm gonna break down why it is. It's a good look because here's the thing. It's a good look for Netflix because they did lose a lot of subscribers. But a lot of those subscribers left because they went on, it's like a Gucci protest. I'm not dealing with y'all no more because y'all won't let my auntie sign up, or let my auntie, like, y'all not giving me no water when I walk through the door type shit. Like y'all not giving me the extra shit that I expect for free. However,
right.
However, with streaming platforms, there's always a new show that comes out. There's always something that's going to bring you right back in. It's like almost like grocery outlet for Ryan. It's always going to be around for him. He can go to Sprouts one day and shop at Sprouts for a whole month. But in the back of his mind, grocery outlet is always the best. So I mean, that's literally how it is going to be for a lot of people with Netflix. Some of these particular platforms, they have great shows, but they're seasonal shows. They're shows that you know, that they come out and then they have one great season and then you don't see them for another 3 years. Some of these seasons can kind of like hold, especially like HBO. HBO do some shit, you don't see that shit for a long ass time. Sometimes Netflix can do that shit, but Netflix is good at like keeping you with some high entertainment shows. So I think it's a good look, getting rid of, like, I don't want to say bad apples, but you're kind of getting rid of a lot of other like yeah, I mean, in a way, I guess it's bad apples, right? Like, you're getting rid of
bad apples.
You're getting rid of the
Get
bad
the broke
apples.
niggas out of here. Look, just the way I feel, I completely agree with you, and I do think of it on a Gucci matter, on a situation like this. Like, all right, people watching the Jim Jones shit, like, they're watching the Jim Jones videos, like, yeah, I don't want that nigga shop with me anyway. And that's how I feel like I am with Netflix. Like, oh, y'all have all these people just taking up the bandwidth? Yeah, man, get them out of here. Yeah. Get them out of here. And you know what? Raise the price $5 more. Make it real exclusive. Make it real exclusive. And then people are like, hey, you got Netflix, huh? Yeah, I got it. Oh, you think you're a baller, huh? Nah, bro, that's just what I watch. You know what I'm saying? So it brings like an exclusivity to it. You know,
but make it $5 more for you to sign up again. For your you grandfather the motherfuckers who stayed. You grandfather them. Your price is what your price was. If you got on this motherfucker at $2.99 and you grandfathered at $2.99, your shit's $2.99. I don't know if there's ever a $2.99 price out there.
There was a $7.99.
There was a $7.99,
but then it went up.
But they should grandfather that shit, right? And then, like you said, it does free up the bandwidth. Shows get to run a little bit better. And like, and the exclusivity is all y'all new motherfuckers care about is exclusivity. So if a motherfucker watches some shit that you can't even watch, you be mad. Like, man, you didn't even like the shit. Never even gave a fuck about. never gave a fuck about it. But just the fact you can't watch it. No, like, have you ever been looking for some shit? You'd be like, it just hit you in the mind. Like, I'm gonna ask you this. You ever been looking for some shit to hit you in the mind? And then you go looking for it, thinking, damn, I swear I saw this shit. I saw this shit on this thing, on this platform, and you go look for it, and you just can't find that shit now. You gonna search every platform you got. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen. And niggas gonna find out that Netflix has all this shit. And they look, damn, I guess I just gotta fuck back with them because I really want to watch this. And then, because
you be seeing that movie you want to watch, and you Google it, and you find this on Amazon Prime for $12. You'd be like,
I'm gonna
but it's on Netflix too.
Yeah, for free.
I guess I got.
Well, not for free, but for your subscription.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I ain't even mad because the way I see it as somebody, I also feel like a lot of people like look at the pricing of the way streaming services work, and I respect everyone's pocket. So I'm not one to check anyone's pockets. I will say this though, a lot of y'all talk like you've never paid a cable bill. Mm-hmm. Because as someone that's paid Comcast and paid DirecTV and paid AT&T Uverse and paid Dish Network, $15 for like unlimited movies ain't shit. Sure. So it's just not. It's
and shows and I mean shows that are relevant. So I think it's good. But I do want to speak up on this Bright situation. You're 100% fucking right. They better not come out with no Bright 2. They don't need no Bright 2. Here's what the only thing I would accept the Bright to be about. This is the only thing I accept the Bright to be if they were going to do it. You do some episodes of it. And because it may be interesting to be some shit like not even saying that it would be something that I would be into, but I'm saying it might be interesting to have on your channel where it's kind of like Charm. You remember Charm with the it's like three sisters, they're witches. Yeah, and they go and they live in the dark world. They be fighting people to be all this dark world shit going on. Like, it would be interesting to see Bright on some shit like that, because we can learn more about what was going on with the niggas like in the hood, like the aliens that be in the hood. Because that's the only thing that was exciting, is seeing the aliens be in the hood, doing aliens being adapted to the hood life. That was the only thing that was like appealing to me about the movie. I was like, I mean, would aliens really just come in and start and like fuck everything else? Like they always show aliens coming in and wanting to be in the higher class, but they never show the aliens coming in and want to just be at the lower level and just gotta like really just adapt to gang life. So now they ain't gang aliens. Niggas is out here. Like, that was the nigga who thought of that idea. When he thought about the idea, he said it and was like, it's gonna be tight because it's gonna be some, like, when you say it out loud, like, it's gonna be aliens and they're gonna be gang members. What? That's hella crazy. Like, that's hella thought. Like, wow. Like, that, would they really do that? Like, I don't even know how much time he set on the storyboard for this shit. But just in general, like the only thing I can see this shit being is like if there was a series or something like that. Like, it was a small series, and I'm not saying it'd be a good series. I'm literally putting
it would be good.
I'm not saying it'd be good. I'm saying this is the only reason why they should even think about even going to this level. It's like, make a series out of that shit, because you still got time to develop it in a series. Like, I think a series, sometimes you can kind of like a movie, you stuck with that shit. The movie's the movie. Like, after we get done with this episode, this is the end of the episode. You know what I mean? At this particular moment. But if you continue listening, things may change and unravel throughout episodes. So
you trying to trick me, Dell.
Like,
I don't want any Bright too.
But like a movie, but like a movie
episode series. I don't want an hour and a half of Bright, Dell. I don't want 10 hours of Bright. You trying to trick me, bro?
25 minutes.
You trying to trick me?
25 minutes. 25 minutes, and it got your boy in it. Denzel Washington's son. Yeah, look, he almost was like, oh, I mean, if they got him in it,
like that's they got him in it. It's called Bright, so the star is supposed to be a light-skinned nigga. Nah, that's how the show goes.
Nah, he in there, but he in there, but he ain't the main character. He just the nigga that's in there though.
It's gonna have your man's in there from Survivor's Remorse. That light-skinned dude. It's gonna have him in there.
Nah, if it got Jonathan Major, I'll fuck with it.
Who's that?
That's the nigga from Love Country. Nigga, you know who I'm talking about? The one. Have you ever seen? It's a short film. I love this movie. I just want to shout this out real quick. Last Man in New York. Last Man in SF. Last Man in San Francisco.
Seen it,
bro.
I know what we're talking about.
You being a San Francisco native, I think that's something. I mean, any of y'all that's listening, I think y'all should definitely check that out. It's like a nice, well done, really, really well done, provocative, like. Really,
people stay telling me to watch that movie, dog. People
really
say
good
watch it. So many people are telling me to watch it that I haven't watched it. You know how I be.
I know you, just like how he be on these requests for music. People coming in, hitting the DM, hitting the IG, like, oh, I can't wait to hear them shout out my track. Their track don't ever get a shout out. They stop listening.
Nah, I got a track.
We keep that, man. We wonder why our listenership keep going like this.
Play my track, bro. I ain't messing with the niggas no more. They don't ever play my track. Listen,
you got family. You got family.
They're gonna say my name. Listen to the track. My family just told me because Ryan Humor about that time they didn't say my track. So my mama called me a liar and I lost my job. I never make sure nobody will ever miss their track again. I'm about this life now. The track of the week from my homie, one of our good listeners, one of my old coworkers, my homie Hendrix Edwards, if you will. That's his AKA. Is In a Minute by Lil Baby.
Yes.
I mentioned last week how Drake When to Say When is one of the best like remixed to rap beats I've ever heard. However, this In a Minute beat, I'm not even going to tell you guys what the sample's from. I'm not even going to give it away. But In a Minute, a Lil Baby. And this is one of those situations where it's like, I can't say I'm a Lil Baby fanatic. I don't know a lot of his songs, but one of the first songs I ever heard Lil Baby have was How. on his first album, and it just did something to me. I listened to it while I was walking to like an open mic, about to get back into comedy when like 2020 was popping off, like in like March, and the song "How" came on, and after dealing with what I've been dealing with like this month, a lot of just like story of Abraham from the Bible type of shit. One of my boys put me on In a Minute, and I'm like, okay, this is how this is a movement right here. So yeah, if y'all can check out In a Minute, Lil Baby. The track is dope. You could ride to it, you could work out to it, you could cook to it. If the beat is just on, you could read to it. It's one of those overall vibes, because when you hear what the beat is and you hear how they remix the beat and you hear how Lil Baby ride the track, it's a production masterclass, if you will. So check that out, man. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Shout out to my homie Hendrix Edwards, and that's what I have, man.
Yeah, man, and I love it. I love it. Lil Baby, man, definitely.
You heard the track?
Yeah, I heard the track. It's fire. It's a fire ass track. I mean, Lil Baby hasn't disappointed me yet. I gotta say, he hasn't disappointed me yet. Definitely is like Wayne 2.0. He's Wayne 2.0.
You always saying that somebody is Wayne, and then
hey man, Wayne is highly up there, man.
You said Kodak was Wayne.
I said Kodak. Hold on, let me be clear, because I just told this young lady this the other day too. I said
Kodak was Wayne.
Kodak is they new generation Wayne, right? Wayne can be a lot of people. All of these cats, all of these new rappers with that kind of melodic sound like that, they all are children of Wayne. They gonna tell you that. Wayne know that. Wayne know that they all children of him. These are all his children. These are all people who watched him. You know what I mean? Just like, shoot, Kobe was a child of Michael Jordan. These guys are children of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is, you know, one of those people that hit us with crazy lyrics, outstanding metaphors, an unorthodox way of rapping, and one person who also just hugely put the South on his back to ride. You know what I mean? So, shouts out to Wayne, and shouts out to the people, to young successors that are coming up under him. I mean, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Wayne.
Shout out to Wayne. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Dell tripping.
I didn't say Wayne. I said they. It's they Wayne. I don't know why. It ain't my Wayne. It ain't your Wayne. But it's they Wayne. Like the way they.
Who is they?
The kid. You know, the new niggas. Like the ones
who. Tell me what do you mean the new little niggas?
The new little ones who just be riding around now, the ones that you be like, the ones who listen to Kodak. You know which ones I'm talking about. You done been to the gas station, and the ones who walk to the gas station, leave their music on still hella loud while they walk into the gas station and put $5 on a pump on pump 9, right? And then buy a 10 bag of backwoods, then buy a 10 pack on backwoods while they bumping this, they go roll up everything. They put $5 in the tank, 10 on backwoods.
That's like 25% of the population, Dale.
Yeah, but no. But that's 25% of niggas who, and they'll tell you, that 25% will be the niggas that like, nigga, I fuck with Kodak. He real. He be spitting that shit. I know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
my God, I've had enough.
They just know Kodak speaks for their heart for them. Like, I'm not telling you this is how I feel. I'm telling you, when I talk to these young people and they tell me, bruh, I'll be talking to some cats, I'll be like, bruh, like, why you love Kodak so much, bro? He just talked that shit. I remember feeling that way about Wayne, like feeling like, man, Wayne understood what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Like with Young and Blues, or with what's that one when he got introduced with when he has the interview with throughout the song, Feel Me. Like those songs, you feel me? Those songs to me were songs I bumped, like when I was listening to the Carter Tough, or I was listening to any of the Gangsta Grill mixtapes, or just our DJ Drama mixtapes, any of those things that Wayne was putting out in my years of coming up. When I'll say this, when we thought the world revolved around us at that time, the way these young people are at their moment right now, the way that's how they feel. So when they hear Kodak, they be like, he feel me. Like I'll be getting in shootouts too. Like I'll be doing this shit. Like, no, nigga, you just go to school, but you feel a connection to that nigga because the shit he's saying, you feel like you resonate with, you like, I feel it.
Bro, like, that's cool and all. So if you feel like he's Wayne, just say he's Wayne.
I don't feel like he's Wayne. I'm just telling you what they telling me. But I do want to say this. I want to say this because you know what? As you got me here talking about the young ones, I want to say this. Shouts out to all of the young ones. If y'all listen to this episode, it's y'all prom. Shouts out to all y'all because I know all y'all out there bumping Kodak right the fuck now. They're like, while I'm over here telling you all this shit, they in there bumping Kodak right now. Bumping them at prom, slapping.
Damn, prom, that's crazy.
Bodak Yellow.
Listen, man. Y'all can be anywhere in the world right now, including prom, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that.
Hey, man, and if you made it this far, before you click off, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell button so you stay getting notified by any new episodes that we put out. Yeah, you see them. And of course, man, make sure you go to the website. That's the DellandRyanReport.com. That way, what you'll be able to do is stay up to date with any new episodes that we drop. You can either catch the audio if you want to listen to it while you're driving, or listening to you while you're pushing your at-home work experience. Or, of course, if you just want to have an opportunity to feel like you are at the show with us, go ahead and tune on to YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. This way you stay up to date with every new episode that we pop out weekly. And, of course, man, follow us. You can catch us on IG. That's the Dell_Ryan_report. And that's it. So yeah, no, suck it. But anyway, man, hey, and if you made it this far, just know we here at the Dell and Ryan Report really fuck with you. So go ahead and cue the music.